Right.
And y'all trying to tell me he's somebody that's trustworthy? Out my face. What's up, Miss Cosmo?
Um, hey, what's up? What's up? So I was just looking at the comments, and like I said, I'm kind of at the point where me personally, I'm sick of hearing about all these triggers. So my thing is, if you know the word trigger and you know what a trigger is, then it means you probably read something up on it at one point. You know, like I have. Like when I was a kid, they taught us about triggers, and I like junior high. They also teach you, you know, how to recognize your triggers, what to do when you get triggered, and all of those types of things.
Hmm.
So has anybody not gone through that? Anybody not had no type of therapy? Anybody not? Because all I see is a whole bunch of grown ass people talking about, I'm triggered. What you said triggered
So
me.
let
What
me
the fuck
let
I
me
said
say
triggered
this.
you?
I
You have
say
to
this to
know.
that real quick. I'm sorry, Miss Crazon. I think the real thing that should be said: other people are not responsible for what triggers you. Right? They are not really responsible. You are for what you are supposed to be responsible for what triggers you. If something triggers you, you need to go find the help that you need to figure out what your triggers are and how to cope with them.
So yeah, that was my only point. So I'm gonna bounce out.
All right, Miss Cardone. So, like I
Yeah.
said, they can keep trying to make this a whole topic and everything else. Y'all are making yourself look foolish. But like I said, if y'all want to play that game, which is fine by me, 'cause I don't really care what anybody does from this point on with the knowledge that they have. But if you're going to play that game about Silverback not being platformed because he abuses his children,
Mm-hmm.
keep that same energy. Keep it for Patrick and everybody else. I don't want to hear nothing because abuse is abuse. If y'all want to say he's been convicted, he's been convicted. He pled
Yep.
guilty.
Guilty. Mm-mm-mm. And no one's making anyone listen to anything. That's what I keep saying that. Like, you can
Yeah,
log
right.
off.
If you were so triggered, you could have left out of there, but you stayed though, right?
Right. I don't understand that. Like, you keep talking about I'm triggered, but you stayed there. You stayed and listened. Like, I don't get it. If something's triggering you, you log off and you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. No one's responsible for that. Everyone made a choice to stay and listen. Everyone who made the choice to leave, they left, and they can, and that's good because they know what's triggering them.
And like I said,
I'm sorry.
if you watched that live and you saw them comment section, and
Why
it
I said I
wasn't just
wasn't.
people that was been main supporters. There were random people in there that I have never seen before that said they needed that live.
And now they over there talking about civil liability. Like, who's gonna sue me for that?
Sue
Please.
who? Who you going to sue? Because the only one that can be sued for anything is because if that allegation that his wife threw out there, his ex-wife threw out there isn't true, she can be liable for that.
Right.
That man is on parole.
It's like they
I'm
just
still trying to
grasping at
figure. I was
straws.
still, you know what? I'm not even gonna go into all that.
Right. I'm saying that's why I said I've already looked it up. I haven't found him on no registry. So I don't know where that came from or if she even she reported. So I don't know
I
how she.
even looked up to see if he had any violations on his parole. I mean, Ray was in there talking about people should do their homework, but I said I have his information.
Mission. Right.
I'm the one that did the research. Only person ain't do no research was Voodoo Babe when she
Right.
put this nonsense out here.
I mean, unless they talking about dating him and having him around their kids, what is the issue? Like, as far as him just being on the app, we all know that that's not their issue. They don't care about that man being on this app. They don't care anything about them kids. But I am gonna tell you what people do care about. The people that ain't on that bullshit, they don't trust him, and probably a lot of people afraid of him because,
As they
well,
should be. I
I
don't
think,
have.
a-
So Flabby Patty,
I
like I
think, damn,
said,
I'm
Hold
finna
on,
not
let her
finish.
finish. Let her finish. So
I
go
think a
ahead.
lot of people forget that he came on this app, and not only did he not say, not that it was anybody's business, but not only did he not admit what he did then, because they was right, he didn't admit the shit. He got kind of set out for it, and then he came back a year later to talk about it. But not only did he have a big platform, he say his platform was about prison. That's not what I remember. His whole platform, to me, what I saw was about telling other men how they ain't shit, telling
I
other
remember
men
that
how
too.
they could do better in their relationships with their women and their kids, telling how other, women, it was all about uplifting women. That's why he had so many followers. So somebody like that who knew exactly what they did, but is going to run around here and tell every other man how he ain't shit, he ain't this, for way less things. That's why a lot of people, like, regardless if what do you say, that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And whether that's right or wrong, because people deserve another chance. But that is why a lot of people are like, dude, like, why?
I understand that, right? And that same sentiment though. He did he
he
did
did.
explain that he to Voodoo Babe, right? When before they even started their whole podcast thing, because that's the reason I don't want to misquote him, but he said he told her, and then 3 days later he spoke to her again. So he told her, and she was still okay with it to still do the the podcast and
Podcast.
everything. Because remember, he literally said what she said to him. She said, "Is there anything else that I need to know before we move forward with the podcast?" And I guess that's when he maybe sent her the text message talking about if you need any more information to contact his ex-wife. I'm guessing.
Yep. So Flabby Patty, I did look it up and I didn't find anything. So as for right now, and he said no, that
And he did.
accusation
He
is
definitely
just an
said no.
accusation.
I asked him soon as she brought it up,
So that was just an accusation. That was, I don't know whether it's false, and
and it
as
still wasn't even her story to
to
tell.
tell.
She outed. I don't know um if
I
they're
don't know if
minor,
she's
but
a
she outed
minor,
somebody's story.
right?
And like Miss Crozone said,
This
if
is
that was the
true.
case, why she didn't start with that?
And then nobody thinks that you got either a teenage girl or a grade school. I don't know how old these kids are. Or a young adult woman out here. You don't know who's on the app. You don't know if her friends know who her dad is. You don't know if
Yep,
they already, you know what I'm saying? Now you got a girl, and if it's not even true, well, hell, I know how that feels. So
That's
now you
even
got a girl
worse.
walking around, all her friends talking, and kids are cruel.
yep,
See how these grown people laughing at that shit? They'll laugh at that. And then, if it's true, that's real messed up. If it's not true, that's real messed up. Because nobody could ever really prove or I mean, you could prove or disprove, but in those types of situations, only the two people know the truth. So for the rest of her life and his life, he walking these streets, nobody know. Did you molest him? Did you get molested? Did he molest you? Was she effing her daddy? Did you do that to your
yep.
daughter? You know what I'm saying? That's why since I got on this app and since the Angela situation, I've been so against saying that's why they do a lot of stuff because they know what I'm against. They know what, you know what I'm saying, gets me. I'm so against just spewing those words on people, whoever you are. I don't care who. I can't hate you enough.
Right.
I can't to put something like that on you because it's
Right.
not even about you. Because to me, it's a smack in the face to people who actually been through that shit. So nobody's, even if they say Silverback this and that, another, you have to look at what she did in that moment and the reasoning behind it because it wasn't no reason. So I just 3 days into it, and all these people was just on some bullshit. Like, period.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
I'm telling you, it's a lot of people behind the scenes that know what's going on, and they don't like it, and they ain't mad at me. I know that. What's up, brother?
Hey, I didn't want to detract from the conversation. I kind of wanted to add to it
Sure.
because I told you last time I jumped in your live, I told you that there was a formula uh, to that whole process and how this shit just keeps like swimming in the same cycle.
Correct.
And I finished the first portion of it, so I wanted to drop it on not only you but your audience and see if y'all actually see where I'm coming from. Right?
The floor is yours,
It's
my
this
brother.
thing. It's this thing called 25 Rules to Disinformation, 8 Traits of a Disinformationist, and the 17 Techniques. I want to give y'all the 25 rules right now and hear what y'all thoughts are on
Floor is yours.
it. Okay. So the first rule, number 1, and understand that all of these rules don't have to go in this order, but they usually do. And you can find yourself bouncing back and forth depending on who's using it. So number 1 is hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, right? This is regarded to someone who has to protect an image, has a large, uh, content, has a large profile, large fan base, or a business to protect. If they know something's going on and they know it's wrong, if it's not being talked about, if it's not trending, say nothing, no matter how much they know. Right? I know a few of y'all can speak to people like that. You just mentioned it, right?
Keep going, bro. You're on the right track.
Right? The rule number 2 is become incredulous or indignant, right? This is when you know that person knows something and you approach them about it and they go, I don't know what you're talking about. But it comes with the extra layer of, hey, well, wasn't you doing such and such with blah, blah, right? That move is, oh, they know. So let me take the attention away from what I know to something they did. That's number 2.
Yep.
Number 2 follows with number 3. Number 3 is actually the continuation. It's create rumors. You create rumors, and you can use some of the silliest information, like one word they misspoke on, or one thing they might have got wrong. It's a small layer. You have to take it and amplify it over what they just pointed out about you. That's when you get the number 4. This is called use straw mans. There are 3 different types of them. There's the representative, where they take a small piece of your argument or a very, very, very irrelevant portion of it, and they use that as their main point to represent your argument and you. Then number 2 of that straw man is called the weak man. It's layered in the most ridiculous asinine. It's not even your argument. It's like an argument of an argument of an argument someone made using your video or using your words, right?
Mm-hmm.
And number 3 is the hollow man. They don't even take your argument at all. They take a whole nother argument and place it in front of you and make that argument represent you. After they've done that, listen, that's number 4. After they've done that, it should help with 5. Sidetrack opponents, because now you're talking about that straw man instead of the original thing that you brought up. So now they got y'all in this cycle of talking about something that ain't even the original conversation. Somebody come in and they hit and run. They make a video about can't do that in real life. So it's a perfect place for the digital world. Then you got number 7, question motives. Why are you speaking on this? What, is that your friend? Oh, you must be biased. You must be trying to hide something. Number 7 usually works with number 8, invoking authority. Oh, I'm the only person that knows what's really going on. The only time you're going to hear the only truth you're going to hear is from me. So ignore all those others, because I'm the authority on this one. That's, whew. Now those are the first 8 steps, right? 9 is like number 1. The hear no evil, speak no evil, right? No matter how much you know. Only 9 happens after everything has come out. Then you hit the, I don't know what they're talking about. What? I didn't know that. Who's this? What? Well, they're my mutuals, but I didn't know this was going on.
Yep.
Right? Then it's number 10. After they play dumb, because these, I need y'all to know that all of these are just like cycles that repeat into each other, just different levels.
Yep.
After playing dumb, I don't know what's going on. They're still going to be on attack with you, and they're going to associate you with old news. Oh, well, didn't you blah, blah, blah 3 weeks ago with such and such? But again, we're still away from the original conversation. So now number 11 comes. That's the fallback position. That's where they get to clean themselves up a little bit. That's where they get to admit a small mistake that they made and look like they held themselves accountable. But it's really something like, oh, well, I didn't know and I misspoke, but I really need to do better in the future and I'm going to grow from the, and it's like, nah, bro. Nah.
Hold on, one second.
Position.
Pause for a second. Ms. Cryzone, does this sound familiar to you? Because this literally happened in one video, all in one video. Do you know who I'm talking about? Because she used to be a mutual of yours. It's Ms. Cryzone.
Yeah, it all sound familiar. It's amazing, friend. I want to say I love your, but I don't know who you're talking about though.
The video the woman made, I don't know her name.
I mean, it could be so
Cancel culture. Is that her name?
Oh, yes.
She did that all in one video.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
So I'm splitting bars, basically. Hold on, I'm gonna keep going. We got a few more to do, right? So that was the fallback position. That's number 11. Number 12 is make it an enigma, make it confusing. You take every bit of small information you can, and you paint multiple different stories so that everybody's searching for this content creator and that content creator and this person. They're going on Instagram to message this person because it's so confusing now that they got to put the pieces together themselves.
Can I say something right there, friend? Can I say something? See what he just said, Blaze? Remember a while ago I was saying like a lot of these people take for granted when they trying to tell a story or they trying to tell people something that people see all the lives they see. These people purposely cut stuff up. They purposely flag your page so people can't put everything together. And that's why when I was talking about, I know we ain't going through that, but when I was talking about a document, I don't even want to call it that. It's just for people to get all the information in one damn spot. They ain't got to go no further.
Yep, I understood when you said that no cry zone. That's why I was like, yep, that's what needs to happen.
I get it. Go ahead.
Well, y'all gonna love this one because I think this is the most interesting part of it, right? Number 13 is called reverse logic or Alice in Wonderland. And here's what they do. They tell you the story from the end and work their way backwards, right? Because it creates this mindset where if you see a person reacting to months, weeks, years of like being attacked, you see their most extreme reaction, right? And in your brain, most people go like, oh, that's uncalled for. So when you take them backwards, they're still in that place of that's uncalled for. It doesn't give the person the chance to see the build up that got to that point. That's why reverse logic is important.
And that's why I said, when I started this whole campaign for justice for police, is that we had to start the story off from the beginning for people to realize the impact that it had across the board. Because y'all need to know everybody that's involved, everybody that's perpetuating this nonsense. But you right on point with that, bro.
Oh, listen, I buried myself in this rabbit hole and I ain't done. Number 14 is demand complete solutions. After all of that hasn't worked, right? They're going to hit you with, well, what do you want me to do about it? They expect the people victimized to have every single answer to every single problem. And that's just a way of diminishing how important it is to them and how much they've suffered from this. It's like, oh, well, if you don't know what to do, what you expect me to do? I expect you to not add to this trauma that I'm going through and maybe help in whatever way is possible. But number
I'm telling
five,
you on point, bro.
number
You spitting bars. Go ahead.
listen. Number 15 is fit facts to a new conclusion. I don't have to explain it. I think the majority of you viewers are smart enough to get how they do that, right? Because when they do that, they can do number 16, which is vanish evidence if they haven't already done that.
Yep.
That's reporting
That's
your
like usually the
content.
first thing they do.
Yeah. That's
They,
reporting your content. Even on their page, they start to delete the shit that they said. You
mm-hmm.
know, like
Mm-hmm.
the internet ain't forever. Number 17 is when they get to change the subject. You get to take it from that. They've tried that multiple times, but here, after everything has worked, they can move it on to like, all right, guys, all right, people, let's move forward. Nobody wants to keep swimming in this hurt. Y'all need to seek therapy.
Exactly. After they
Bars.
lied on everybody.
So number 18 is emotionalized and antagonized. That's after they've tried to change the subject and most people ain't buying it. Now they go after the people who are like, hey, yeah, no. You missed a few steps. Now I get to start this whole process again.
All
Emotionalized,
over again.
antagonized.
Wrinkle.
But the one
Yeah, I
wrinkle
can
in
see.
Rinse.
Sorry.
the
Huh?
one wrinkle in all of this, right, is they
Uh-huh.
didn't count on there being people strong enough to keep fighting through all of their BS. They didn't count on that. They counted on the confusion and the chaos to keep us not focused. And at times we do get sidetracked, but then we right back on their ass.
I agree with that to a point. This is I need you to understand that what I'm explaining to you is a plan, is a plan to account for those people specifically. That's
Because
what I'm
they
saying. Like,
even do that on purpose.
right.
Because they
So
need
so
you
the
to keep. They need this to keep going. Sorry.
right. No problem. No, they brought up a very good point. I'm just saying this plan is designed for the people you're talking about. The ones who see through that confusion is designed for them specifically. Because
Mm-hmm.
the only way to like get out of it or to like to change it is to be aware that it's currently happening. And I'm telling you, this is a program developed by the CIA. Let me just I should have said that first.
The white man. Just say the white man. That's where we're at.
The white man. Right. Ignore proof presented is number 19. Well, they've done that in so many other times that they have to keep doing that. They can't address the proof presented at all at any point because it crumbles this whole thing. Number 20, false evidence. Number 21, call for reinforcements. That's what they're going to use to push that false evidence. Number 22, they're going to manufacture a new truth. They're going to say, hey, here's the ultimate reason why this was happening. It had nothing to do with the fact that I was attacking women or blah, blah, blah. It was just this. Agents of white supremacy, right? Then 23 creates that bigger distraction. 24 is going to silence the critics. And number 25 is all that fails, they vanish. And those are the 25 rules to disinformationists.
I love this man, friend. What number was it? I don't know. I might have missed it. That they make the people into a villain. So anything that they do to them or say about them is accepted. What number was it?
So that's a few, right? That's number 3, number 4, and number 10. So number 3 is create rumors. Number 4 is use the straw man. Remember, there's 3 types of them. And number 10 is associate with old news.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I'm following it, friend. I'm studying it. I'm gonna do it. I'm with you.
Listen, I'm not done yet.
Okay, so my life, my way, every day, right? How can you focus on healing when the problem is still active? You can't focus
The
on
main, I can just answer that in the best way I understand it. The main point of healing through anything, through any trauma, especially when we're talking about mental health and things from like childhood or things that from being attacked or any of that, right? Bullying, harassment, is to be aware of that moment. What's happening to your body? What are you reacting to? Um, why is this putting you in this position of feeling like you need to retreat? There's so many things to it, but the being aware part is the first step to any of it.
Yes, I think that we always should focus on healing all the way through the process, because that's the thing. A lot of people go so long, and you're not you're mad for so long, or you trigger for so long, and days turn into months turn into years. You can't wait until the end to be talking about healing, because time just keeps passing, feelings get stronger, depression gets deeper. So I feel like always, everybody, we all go through stuff, right? Always should be focused on healing. I'm speaking from experience, because I've been stuck in this damn crib for damn near 4 years. And if
You
I
know
was
what?
kind of focusing on just healing instead of just being in my misery and depression and all of that, you know what I'm saying? If I probably could have got out of it a little earlier, maybe. Not sure.
You know what? I'm going to share something with y'all, and it's going to cause me to be a little bit vulnerable, but there's a point of it at the end, I swear, right? I realized a few years ago that I had what's known as a mother wound and mental health speak, and a lot of y'all doing the healing and shadow work and unpacking journey know what that means, right? But what I found on this, like my third year, what I like to call the traumaversary, is a certain space where I dedicate time to unpacking like childhood shit, is my reflexes, my fighting skills, all of that was honed at an early age from ducking shots from my mom, being prepared for the left or the right or the hook. Here we out, right? Here we out. I'm not. I know this sounds tragic, right? But like, it's the reason I picked up boxing. It's the reason, why I have such a good defense. It's a reason why I can disseminate whether somebody's about to do violence to me or if they just talking shit. I picked that up from the abuse of my mother. And so for so long, I was like upset at that. And now I see the layer in which, hell, that should help me, prepare me to survive this life I had. So that is being aware of the moment and that trauma and how it can be elevated from a place of like harm to, oh, okay, this is where this actually helped me. I'm not saying that's good for everything, but in that specific thing for me, hits differently now at this age.
I appreciate you sharing your story with it, brother. I really do. But is it healed?
Does it make sense though? How many of us can attest to that? Like, mama gave us a sense of how this world was going to come after us and gave us even the littlest layers of being able to defend against it by recognizing it.
I can. I mean, not like that, but yeah, your first experiences don't come from.
You know what that helped me do? It helped me forgive mama. It helped me go like, oh, that was her trauma being being passed on to me, but in the same way that she developed a sense of survival and toughness and grit and the ability to recognize violence or incoming threats is the same way she passed it on to me. It might have been unhealthy, but I got the same lesson and applied it. So it's just it's easier that way to move on from it instead of just staying stuck in this mindset of mama abused me as a child. That's mama also cared for me and nurtured me and bandaged my wounds and fed me. So
And then I want people to pay attention to the fact that most of these people, not some of them, but most of them, this is entertainment. I think a lot of people let themselves get swept up. Me too, and stuff when people do it on purpose, so you can do that. Because if you look at the numbers up here, when he started talking, it was 80 people in here. 83, I think, as a matter of fact. Now he dropping all this positive jewels or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And look at it, it's still dropping. But let Blaze say, I'm finna call T Nathan over here or something like that. It's gonna go right back up to 100 people. So I think,
Yeah, no, call T
like
Nathan over here. He need to hear this as well. Call his ass. Get him in here.
Right.
He ain't gonna come. Well, he might come now because he ain't gonna come. He already came and looked dumb the other night. He didn't even know how to turn his damn he didn't even know how to unmute himself. He was still talking, looking dumb. He'll come after I post it. I post it. He'll come after that.
So I just want to share one more layer before I leave, and this is for you, Blaze, especially, bro. I will keep saying it, and I don't give a fuck who have an issue with it. You are cool in my book, bruh, and I'll always defend you, right? I was in that live earlier, and I said my little piece in the comment section, but I had to leave because, like, and I appreciate you owning up to your shit, but I felt like the focus was more so focused on how you reacted as opposed to how the fuck you got sucked in, excuse my language, how you got even like been a part of this. And it angers me when, like, after taking the abuse, like, bro, not to keep bringing this up, but I saw what happened. I saw the thing that happened. Like, what about your kid?
They don't care. I mean, they pick and choose. Like I said, I let people talk long enough so I can see what their angle is. And I seen a lot of people angles in that live. I mean, they still try to tote that line, whereas though where they don't look stupid, but they still try to, still keep to the agenda. I know what's playing out in that live. And, listening to some of people, they're supposed to be scholars and everything else, man, they sound like fools, man. And a lot of them grown-ass people need to be ashamed of themselves.
I kept hearing, y'all need therapy. And I'm like, you say that so easily. Like, you know what I mean?
The thing about it, right? The whole thing about the therapy thing, right? Oh, his therapist shouldn't allow them to up there and all this. His therapist is right next to him. The woman says she's certified.
Right,
what do you want me to do?
She's not a therapist. She's a life coach and a mental health specialist. So she's not an actual therapist. So let's just say that. But either way, and I'm not discrediting what she does or who she is, but like she's not a licensed therapist.
And another thing like this though, we do not have the right to tell anybody when they should tell their story. We don't.
Right.
Let me ask y'all.
What was that line? Sorry. Go ahead.
Is Cuban not a child abuser? Is whoever threw that brick through the window not a child abuser? I mean, let's keep this shit real. When they sent the big black D to the house, I don't know if you want them to know that somebody saw it, right? Like a kid seen it. A kid had to duck a brick through a window. Is that not abuse? Would that little girl not think about that for months to come now? That masked man outside her door? So y'all gonna sit up here and say that y'all are not, well, what is it? What's the word for it? Because if we talking about child abusers and abuse is abuse, I say Cuban's an abuser, and whoever threw that damn brick and came up to the house, they're abusers too, because there were children there they didn't care anything about. So we want to talk about child abuse.
They still don't.
Well, let's say there's no cry zone, right? when an adult threatened to beat up a child, and you all sat there and co-signed it, what is that?
Same thing. Abuse.
You all sat.
I mean, these are the same people that sat in the line and listened to a man put $5,000 on a 6-year-old head, talking about somebody got a bag on Jay Dotson's son's head.
Can I make a distinction? Because I want to make this clear, right? And this is not saying either was right, but there's a difference between having a brick thrown through your window and being threatened.
That's past the threat when you threw the brick. When the brick
the same people.
You passed the threat.
The same people are responsible for the same actions. It's the same people. So that's the point. It all.
I just want to draw a distinction. I want to make sure that words, like, though they have a place and they do harm, they aren't the same as the physical action of it. And that, like, should
they
be.
They took it past the threat, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They made the threat, went through with the threat.
Well,
somebody did, but it was orchestrated, and I know that.
That's called, so they call that, this is word, it's all academic, it's called stochastic terrorism, where like you don't actually have to do it, you just have to activate someone else to do it. Like y'all know what to do.
Because if it would have hit her, then it would have been assault. And then it's
Yep.
assault on a child. And if it's assault on a child, then it is abuse of a child. I'm just saying.
There's so many
Attempted,
things.
you know, like.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's I had to leave that live because I understood what you were there for, and I understand what needed to be said. But like, I can't speak for you, but like, I wouldn't apologize for shit after all that happened. I started off on the right side of this, and I'm still on the right side of this. And if y'all expect apologies from me, guess what that means?
What they weren't gonna get out of me is me saying I'm wrong for bringing him on that platform. If you were triggered, if you didn't want to hear his story, you could have left. They have no leg to stand on, and they know it. So they're trying, like you said, they're trying to use other stupid arguments to make me feel guilty or make me look like I'm the bad guy.
Like when that lady said, I don't know who said it, and people probably took the wrong way when she said, I think it was Miss Pugh, when I don't know, it may not have been her, I don't know, but they said that you was the wrong person, right, to bring it. And a lot of people probably took offense to that. But the reason why she said that, because it don't matter. It's all this talk is because it was on your platform. If it was on, if Goddess Mia, if anybody would have brought him on their platform, they would have found a way to make it okay. But it's just the fact that they could use something that they feel they could use against you. That is it. They don't care anything about what this man did. None of that.
Exactly.
Because I can guarantee you, if another person would have brought it, another big creator on that side, it would have been okay. Everything that we saying, like he deserves a chance or whatever, he's telling his side of the story, that would have been the narrative. It's all about you. And that is what she meant when she said it was the wrong person to bring it. That is it.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's what they're using.
Exactly. And it's
Bro,
still
do you know how insane that sounds? Wait, and not you, someone else, anyone else but you.
That's what it is.
They all sound insane. Their reasoning sounds insane. It's like, what world are you living in? And then, right, he should have never been platformed. Well, if that's the case, I never platformed him first. Where did it start off at? Who started this whole sequence? Voodoo Babe, when she brought it to the app, when she should have never brought it to the app.
So I have a question, Blaze.
Yeah.
So when Silverback had a platform before anyone knew about anything, right, or whatever. So the thing
someone
is,
did know. She knew.
I know that. I'm getting there, right? So she knew about it, right? And he had a platform because he had a huge following, right? Doing what he was doing. So why was it okay then for him to have a platform when she knew and didn't say anything?
Because
but then
it was business.
As it was about to come out, now
it wasn't even about to come out.
That man did not lose 3 followers. He did not lose 3 followers. And yes, that's why he did not
you
lose
breaking
them.
up. You breaking up, Miss Cryzone.
Yeah, a whole bunch of...
You breaking up, Miss Cryzone.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Good, you good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry.
Can y'all hear me now?
Sorry.
I said he went back then. He had 60,000 followers. He did not lose 2. And that's why she came back and they had a live and she was like, you need to get off the app. You just need to get off it. And because he didn't lose no followers. Most of his followers, if not damn near all of them, were women. And when I made a whole video and I said, boy, y'all something else. I said, when y'all talking about Angela and this dude almost red rum some kids and y'all talking about, oh, well, you know, he's changed. All the women in the comments was talking about, oh, you know, he's changed, he's this and that, blah, blah, blah. You know, all of that. That's why they came back and made him get out the app. But these same, I'm sure some of them same women that was there saying, "Oh, it's okay" or whatever. Some of the same ones now talking about, why Blaze bring him on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was then. It's not like he had to leave. It's not like his people was making him leave and he lost all these followers like that one dude did with the womb lands. He
Yeah.
had 4 million, he lost 2. He didn't lose 2 followers.
So I wasn't going to talk about this because I wanted to look into it, but F it now though, right? So, Silverback's life coach is a mutual of I Speak. That's the same woman that made a video when I Speak brung up them papers talking about he was cleared for I Speak. Just this summer that passed, and I stitched her video and I made a video towards it, asking how could he be cleared and all the other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, she said she's been talking to Silverback for a year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A year. And you're friends with iSpeak. You've been on iSpeak's platform. You offer iSpeak an Roku. You offer iSpeak an Roku show. You see how I'm saying?
This is a dangerous web we weave. I'm telling you. These people,
So I
they
feel
playing.
like people are even being sent around him to silence him.
So a friend talks about this a lot, and they call it isolation and triangulation. It's always.
Hold on one more second.
Go ahead.
Let's not forget, Polisa, who came in that live last night and was making them outrageous statements, talking about, you remember what she said about kids and all kids ain't innocent?
Oh, one of iSpeak's mutuals. What's her name?
Make a change.
Make a change. Yeah.
And who was her business partner? The same woman that was in that box with Silverback. That's her former business partner for Oroku. Y'all see how this stuff is
Now the
all tying
people.
in together? So let me break it down one more time for you. Silverback's life coach, Miss K, is friends with iSpeak. Mutuals with iSpeak. Was going to give him a Roku show. He admitted that out of his own mouth, but he turned it down. Even came
Yeah, he
on
was
his
mad. He was
live, made
salty.
a video for him. Right? And you've been
Yeah,
friends
she
with
got mad at.
Silverback and you're
Got
his
mad
life
at.
coach? Then the very next day, somebody I haven't seen since the summertime, since that whole incident happened, Ms. Make a Change comes in my life, your former business partner. Y'all don't think I don't see what's going on? People playing in my face, I'm telling you, I see all of y'all. And that's my warning shot. That's to a lot of people that's behind the scenes as well. Y'all playing in my face and I'm getting sick of it.
So Blaze, can I tell y'all something?
Yo, what's up, brother?
And I'm a speak because this is a pattern I'm noticing with this whole life coach and motivational speaker and mental health specialist, blah 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 blah.
Keep
Right?
going, brother.
I'm gonna tell you on the other side of this, right? So this is back in December, maybe back in October. A bunch of people found this abuser who was operating under a drug abuse counselor, right? They outed him on this app. A few people were against that. I ain't gonna say no names. I'm gonna just put a hashtag Cassie doesn't learn. I tracked that person to a moderator of a large Black content creator. I then warned them about this. Right, a few months later, they ignored it. A few months later, that same cycle repeated with these same women, and this abuser, this drug counselor. It then tethered into this weird thing where like it became people of color enter into the frame, accusing them of trying to, like, white women tears to get a Black man framed and blah blah blah, where a large content creator hadn't even been connected. The person I'm talking about connected him to it, and then it came out that he had this weird ass contract and he was cheating on his wife.
There you go. There
I'm
you
right.
go.
Right?
You definitely on hot track, bro.
Right. This contract was like basically an abuse contract. It wasn't. It didn't have anything to do with BDSM. It was just framed as that, right? And then another person who got used by this large content creator while he was going through all this like offline mess with his relationships got pulled back into it. Back into it. They had been done with it. Then it circled around to a content creator named Mosquito Jones, who touched on it a little bit. And then like he got painted in this weird story. He just lost his partner. He got painted in this weird story that like he was the person who unalived his partner. You get what I'm saying?
Man,
so at the end of it, we end up at this place. Just one more time, I'm gonna just finish with this. At the end of it, we end up at this place where like it all started because of the original like abuser and a life coach or a mental health specialist was trying to mediate. They crowdfunded. The people that I'm talking about crowdfunded this life coach to mediate between the victims and their abuser. That's where the whole thing started from, but was buried in all this other madness and all this other shit came out.
Don't surprise me. I mean, I think that's kind of freaking normal in this app at this freaking point. It's not normal, but just they classified it as normal, I guess.
Can I tell you the link?
Sure.
The link of the content creator I'm talking about, and you know, the eye creep and all of that is Genti. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow. We'll talk about that off that. I got you. I need more details on that. Jesus. I mean, this never ended. And then when people try to tell me, when somebody try to tell me that some things I shouldn't speak on because it may cause damage to other people, when the stuff that I speak on does nothing but cause damage to other people, is ridiculous to me. I'm tired of y'all selling your own people out on this app, yo. It's sickening, it's pathetic, and I don't even know what else to say about it. I will not support nobody like that.
It's not our people.
Yeah, you're not.
All right, listen, that's my time. I'm gonna go back and work on this whiteboard. But yeah, we're gonna link up on that.
All right, brother, be safe out here. I meant to hit you up. Did you hit my IG?
I can't find it, and I'm internet stupid sometimes.
Let me do that, and I'll do that now.
Appreciate y'all. No cry zone. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for sharing your story with us, man. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Have a good day.
I'll let you down, brother. Got you.
Happy Easter.
Damn, is it Easter? Oh, that's tomorrow. I told you. Well, if that wasn't some bars for you, I don't know what was, because I told you. I feel like they do nothing but take all they moves from that book, Art of War.
And Blaze, I mean, I want to say this, right? Everything they do, it's like, you know, they're not really doing it for an altruistic reason. They're doing it to discredit you. And that's my whole, I can't help but folk like, why is it I don't understand what their end
They're
goal
not
is.
going to
It's
be able to
all
do that. And the only fault in
I
that
mean,
is that brings more eyes onto what people going to find out. I mean, it brings more eyes onto my content. People going to want to see what I'm lying about if you're going to consistently keep calling me a liar. And then you're going to put yourself on blast because you can't deny things that come out your own mouth. And that's what mostly my content is, your own mouth, your own words.
figure that page get the mad they gonna get.
I see, because they keep reporting my stuff, but it's not coming down. I mean, it's been like 3 weeks since T. Nathan talk about get us up out of here. They need the man. Y'all keep screaming that every day. Ain't nobody doing nothing. We still here. Obviously, y'all don't have the pool y'all think y'all do.
He should have did a better video.
Hmm?
He should have did a better video.
Yeah, that's yo. If you
But
look at T. Nathan's page, it is absolute garbage. His views is trash. You can tell the page. I mean, you can tell he ain't got the money he used to buy his views anymore and his likes.
he lumpy too.
And then your content overall, bro, it just seems so outdated and played. He can't even transition good. Your transition game is trash, bro.
Boy can't even take himself
It's
off
just
mute.
awkwardness now. It's like the TikTok time has passed you by. You look like huh?
Why they treat each other like that?
Who?
Them over there, like they don't look out for each other. Like nobody told him that you can mute now and people can mute you. Y'all just let him
You
be
know what was
stupid.
disgusting though? It was like a show for him. If you go back and watch the live that he did with Patrick, you'll hear him complaining. The sign's in my way. They can't see my face, man. You're gonna have to get this sign out of the way. So while somebody's talking one time, he's playing in the camera, joking around, like, look what I'm doing. I'm on the phone. Like, bro, what is you doing over there? You look like a weirdo. Just go back and watch
Well,
him.
look,
Everything is a fucking show for him.
I ain't trying to do all that.
It's
Look
just
what
pathetic.
Junebug
Everything is a
said.
show for him. He's so performative, and you can tell it just screams fake, bro.
We don't find it weird because we know what it's about. It's no weirder than him being in jail and coming to Blazers Live. I mean, how many times like y'all see all the proof of people being obsessed or people being pressed? That's pressed. Like
Because
he ain't got no if he was the man that he claimed to be, ain't no way he'd have walked out of them jail cells that had nothing to do with none of this.
see, and I ain't gonna lie. The only reason I kicked him out is this is a safe space for Polisa. If Polisa don't want you here, bro, you can't be here.
He was about to battle.
Hmm. Yeah, I was gonna let him talk a little
Right
bit,
on
and then I
top
was
yo,
going
yo,
to put him
yo,
on mute.
top
Prince, yo,
of
You,
yo, yo,
hmm?
yo. She activist is so delusional.
Who?
She over there talking about this is all about your son in a picture that was drawn. Shorty, you don't know nothing.
Nothing.
Shut up.
That's
You
what I'm
don't know
saying.
nothing.
She know
not
stuff, but she don't know what the stories are. She don't know what the lies are. That's what she trying to do.
Right. She don't know nothing.
And
Like I
that
was
drawing
like,
wasn't even about my
that
son. They
that
drew
was
my
that was a
daughter.
year later. That was a year later.
That woman on. I ain't paying attention to her. I already seen her angle. She a whole Patrick supporter. See, that's the
And
thing. When I went into Rage Live, and I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to speak it all. Ray, you got too many snakes in your grass for me. A lot of them, your friends, your mutuals, your moderators, I could see them they was triggered when I came in there.
yup.
I know exactly who they are.
Yep, one of them. I used to work with one of them. I told you that.
Yeah. I know the one of them used to, when this all started for me, was literally stalking me around this app.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
don't know.
told you
I don't
about
even
3,
engage
4
with
days
her no more or
back.
say nothing. But she still constantly talks about me. But Ray, you got
But I
it's
told
way too
you
many
a few
snakes
days
in Rick
ago.
grass. I don't know if you want to keep him there, but I'm good. I'm so good. I don't have no problem with Ray or whatever for the most part. But we may not agree on a lot of things, Ray, as well. But man, you're friends. I don't even know how you can be friends with people like that. What's going on with weirdo buddy though? Who? Patrick? Oh please, you just got off of Patrick. I'm just saying it was the same thing with Doja. Same thing. I had to tell her and let her see it for herself. A lot of them people around y'all are sent around y'all. Oh, I don't know. Nobody's really talked to him since that day he went live. But it was like I said, it was just like with Doja, and she had all them people around that. And man, I told Doja from the beginning, the only reason Doja gets reported and her page mass reported is because of Cuban. It's a trickle down effect
Yep.
of Cuban. If Cuban don't like you, there's 20, 30 other people that don't like you because of her. And it's funny that they be around you in your live and everything else. And she started to see it and started calling y'all out. And y'all definitely don't like that.
Yeah, see, like now Roddy over there talking about you should have child neglect and abuse charges because you neglected your child blaze. Like, see, they over there spinning a whole story.
Let them talk. I don't really care
Yeah,
about
let them
that stuff.
talk.
Imagine that.
They need something to stay relative. That's
That's what I'm
all they
saying.
talk
They just
about.
throwing anything
Like,
that it's like throwing crap at the board to see what sticks. None of that stuff is going to stick. I'm not giving the energy. But like it's just so many moving parts, and if you don't pay attention, you will miss something.
But that's a whole white man they got in there doing that.
That's
A
what they
whole
do.
white man, but they was mad.
You recording that, right?
Yeah, I'm recording that part
All
now.
right.
I stopped recording, but I started recording again.
well, maybe he has been praying and reflecting. Maybe that's what gave him the strength to get up here and say what he said. Tell
Who?
y'all,
Silverback?
yeah. Well, somebody said he needs to pray and reflect.
Maybe that is what, like you said, maybe that is what he's doing. But like I said, we don't have the right to tell nobody when or where to tell their story.
Y'all might as well go and say what y'all want to say. Just go and say that, he need to be real room to say, because that's what y'all want to say, it seems like. I mean, just keep it real.
I
That he
mean,
shouldn't be alive, should he? I mean, because that's what y'all basically say. Like,
I
he should
mean,
never talk
honestly
again.
though,
He should never breathe again. He should never eat again. He should never, none of that.
they make.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What
I
I'm saying is this: when you do certain things, there are direct repercussions of that.
Mm-hmm.
When you do shit like that, to children, one of those direct results of that is that you don't really get a voice about that shit. Like, you did what you did. Yeah, you can repent. Yeah, you can, what I'm saying, resolve yourself. You can try to change. But at the end of the day, you got to stand on the fact that you did what you did. And what came with that is you don't get a voice about the situation.
but
There should
man,
never be
Well,
a
why would he not? Why would he feel he shouldn't have a voice
Well,
though?
he can't
but
not
yeah,
have
he
he
shouldn't
can't
have.
not have a voice about
Oh,
his own situation.
It ain't
so
his own situation. He inflicted harm to them kids. Them kids right now are still traumatized. He
so
shouldn't have a fucking voice at all.
so
All
I
he should
feel
be
you on
saying is,
that,
I
Bam.
traumatized
Hold
three
on,
kids and
Toby,
I'm
right quick.
sorry for it. That's it. He don't need to be telling no story or none of that shit. He don't got a
but
side.
Okay, like I said, some people wanted to hear what he had to say. Some people did want to hear what, like, some victims said that it helped them hearing uh
yeah, that I
somebody
mean,
who actually did it say, what they did or how they felt or what they was thinking or whatever. Now, what I agree though, I agree with you, but I agree that he could have came up here and told his story, isn't it? I mean, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that he's like, I'm gonna call this person out, I'm gonna call that person out. Nah, you can't have no
cringy.
voice for all of that now. That's
Man, listen,
crazy.
if he
But
said anything it was like he got too many amenities and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? People was holding the space and trying to make him feel comfortable. Man, you don't get to feel comfortable, man. Fuck
Right,
all
I don't
that.
know
You
about making
wanted
them
you
feel
wanted
but
people
comfortable.
I'm
to
saying
you
that's
wanted
all
people to come
assumption.
in and attack him like all through the comment. That was just like, how is he supposed to get through that? People was just attacking him because that's what's gonna happen.
I mean, that's what come with that.
Yeah,
When
I
you
but
get
you
it, but
what
it
we
wasn't
can't,
the
I
point.
couldn't allow that while we have
It was the
victims in our
point.
comment section. That's triggering to victims. And
man, listen.
like I said,
Well, then don't have him up there. Him being up there
all
triggering.
right, so that's your opinion though, but some people do want to hear what he has to say. He does have a voice. He does have an opportunity to speak. I
Y'all
mean,
literally
because it
mad
was
because y'all
not
didn't get
brought
to
to this
jump
Tell
app
on
y'all,
by
him.
him.
You can still go jump
I
on him if that's
don't
what
want
you
to
want to
hear
do.
shit that a slave master had to say. I'm gonna keep it gangster. None of them people back in the day who was
You didn't
lynching
have
and
to
shit,
listen.
my motherfucking people, they would never in life come to me right now and have a voice. If you talk to the Jewish community, do they ever want to hear the side of the Nazis? No. You did what you did and you got to stand on it. That's the repercussions of that. You do, your voice gets taken away.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna platform him again. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right. Hear them for what?
Nobody had to hear him. No, they didn't want to hear him.
Y'all
That's
can
what I'm
block the
saying. You don't
pages.
have to listen to
Y'all
him.
don't have to be there. Y'all can
Yeah,
block.
no, I'm not. Listen, y'all already know how I move. I ain't never telling y'all that whether I had to be there or not. I'm giving y'all how I feel about whether or not I even respect that he had a space because I had respect for y'all.
I
It ain't
understand
got
you.
nothing to
I
do with
don't
him.
want you to think your feelings aren't valid. That's not what we're saying at all. Because I
I feel you
understand,
just had to deal with Kid Truth the whole damn time.
but what I'm saying, there are a lot of
I'm
factors.
a
Yeah,
TV victim. People don't even know that shit, but I am. You know what I'm saying? I was in an abusive relationship, so coming from somebody that was in a domestic situation, nah, I don't feel like bruh had the right to even be saying shit. And then, like No Cry said, the way it was handled, it ain't like you came up here and was just like fully. I'm so sorry that this happened and I did. You got motherfuckers up here coddling you. You got people explaining shit for you. You out here like you trying to come at other people. Man, sit your ass down, dog.
I do agree with that. I agree with
so I
that. I
said there
felt the
were
same way.
parts that were cringy,
And,
right?
and
But like I said,
yeah,
that live was to invoke change, and like we say all the time, change is not a pretty thing, especially when half the people don't even want to accept change, right? So hearing him, and like I said, in our comment section, there were plenty of people, and these weren't even our regular followers that said they had some healing from that. Hearing them in, like I said, it was so many crazy, cringy parts that
I'm
I
not,
didn't like.
I'm not
It was
gonna.
a few, but like I said, for the most part, he tried to stand in his accountability, and he got a long motherfucking way to go. He's going to be dealing with that for the rest of his life, and nobody is making excuses for him. I would never forgive him either.
Right.
Period.
That and that's
Let
what.
me tell you this.
But
Oh,
the
go ahead,
lie was not
Solomon.
about forgiveness at all. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, no one is excusing or validating or coddling or forgiving him. Nobody is. And I feel like every time somebody comes and they're attacking like Blaze and Butter, and it's like they think we're giving this man grace. Nobody is doing that at all.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't. Me personally, you know what I'm saying. I don't feel like you giving him grace. What I'm saying is, he ain't okay. Look, if somebody did some shit like that, unless you are coming from a position of where, like, look, I'm out.
Hey,
It's been
James.
a few years, 10 years. I've wrote a book about it. I'm telling people how to heal from it, and then you speaking to other abusers who are also trying to heal. Okay, but if you coming up here just trying to tell your side of the story, and then it's amenities that got to be set out for you, I'm gonna keep it honest. First of all, I would have never gave him a platform, but if I did, it'd have been like, look, come at your own risk, gang.
Hmm.
I ain't finna
I
set you.
feel you on that.
I ain't finna cut
I
off.
feel you.
People gonna get to say what they want to say about it, because
Yeah,
them
Now,
I feel that.
I
I
feel
kids
you.
ain't had no amenities for them kids.
I
I
feel
feel
you
you.
on
That's
that,
why I
Bam.
streamed
But
it. That's why
but
I streamed it.
I
That's why I
feel you.
streamed it
I
because
feel
the
you on that.
comments was off.
I
Yeah.
feel you on that, Bam. And I think that for what you're saying, right, giving him the time the opportunity to talk and not be distracted by the comments, I think was valid. But then afterwards, I would leave it open for everybody. I wouldn't have,
Right.
you know what I mean? But in order for him to get it out, I would definitely have the comments off in the beginning and let him talk. And then guess what? That's the point. You can everybody could come in and say what they have to say. I would allow that because
Right,
When them
and
that's
nobody
comments,
fair.
allowed it.
when them comments came open, it should have been a free. I agree with Bam. It should have been a free for all because, like I said, I'm the no cry zone, and I was fucking nervous, and I was nervous, and I do feel like he's been a little caught up. I was nervous. I came in, and the way he looked and the way he said, "Well, what's she coming in for?" I'm like, "Damn!" I had to pull back,
Another
and
cringy
I'm like,
moment.
"That's just all the way wrong." Wasn't nobody check? Like, hold on now, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
See, I wasn't there for that
the
part.
way
I got there
he,
I
late.
heard that,
yeah,
and I
I
felt it
just
was cringy, but I was on mute.
yeah. So I mean, after those comments came on, I do feel like I can see where everybody coming from as far as he didn't, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't standing up when I asked, you know what I'm saying? He was pretty, but he didn't. Uh, I didn't feel like I could question him like I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So then, in
Okay,
essence, it was kind of
look,
like some bullshit on that note.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
like
think
it.
I think because look, and I get where y'all coming from. You saying some people had healing from that, but I feel like some people they needed to hear that side too. They needed to hear him be able to be questioned
Yep.
by people who don't agree with that shit, who don't want to coddle him at all. They need
Mm-hmm.
to hear somebody coming in and really like, hold on, bro, what's going on with what you did? Like, what was in your mind about it? Like that, none of that shit ever happened, and
Right.
that's the part I don't like.
And I don't know if we would have ever even got to that part because he got suspended because we wasn't live much longer after we turned them comments on. I'm not sure what was the time frame, but I feel as though that too, and I don't deny that at all. I mean, the live was not perfect. I describe it as beautifully ugly, but like I said, these are the conversations that we need to have, and I am not invalidating your feelings, bro. And the thing about when it comes to what you were saying, yeah, he should not have a voice. If we going to keep that energy, I mean, I'm just saying for people that have that type of energy, we need to keep that across the board. That goes for Patrick and King because they have those same charges.
Let me
Well,
ask you this,
y'all
Bam.
just
Let me ask you this.
You,
acting.
Let,
hold on,
So
let
like,
me
look,
finish. Let me reply.
y'all already know I'm giving the same smoke out across the board for all that shit.
Yeah, I know you are, bro. I was just speaking
You
in
know what I'm
general.
saying? And that's why I said it. Like him, for it's like he's the most egregious and blatant of them all. And
All
it's
right,
like the
let me
way
say
he,
that to this though,
wow.
right? He's the one that literally said he did what he did. The other two lied about and said they didn't do it. That's the
Well, it was.
difference for me.
And listen, I do agree with you on that. Now, in terms of, um, in terms of with Genty, right, or
Mhm.
Patrick. Now, the point that he made about we don't really know why, because we do know the way that they write these charges up. It really could have been anything because he didn't get abused.
Mm-mm.
He got
Mm.
child.
I got the court transcripts. I know exactly what happened. He left his children with strangers off of Facebook, and he hit his wife.
Oh well, see,
I
I
can
ain't
do
know that he
anything.
was white boy. You know what I'm saying? But again, even so, I don't know that I've ever heard somebody hold a space for Patrick and coddle him about it, except for his
He
That
lies
little.
about it.
that's
There's
his
no reason to
platform.
coddle. He
His
lies about it.
platform is being coddled on his platform. They all
That's all
say
he
it's a
does,
lie.
get coddled.
Like,
I know, right?
like
You
it's all
can't.
That,
You
following.
can't, Bam. You can't. You can't. I literally said I probably still got that lie. I said in live, I didn't even do nothing to this dude. When I say he's 500 people came over there to attack me. I just said let him do it. Let him. I'm just watching. I'm like I hope y'all looking at this. That's what he
but
do.
that's what, this
You
how this shit started.
can't
Somebody,
coddle.
somebody gave him a platform, and from that, the people that seen him being coddled, they recruited more people to coddle him and recruited
Mm-hmm.
more people to coddle him. Now he got damn, I don't know how many followers, damn near a million followers.
Like
That's
7K.
he got what?
He got like 700K,
Yeah,
or a
seven,
little
damn
over
near
that.
300K from a million. Like, you know what I'm saying? That and that's the problem. That's the point I was making about this dude. I don't want that shit to happen with bro because man, look, I'm gonna keep it honest with you, bro. Old dude, where I'm from,
Got his
would
ass beat.
he would not be making it, bro.
But
For,
don't think we trying to platform him. That's exactly what we're not doing. That's not even in our realm. That's not what we trying to do at all.
But but let me keep it real though. Do you think his reasoning for getting up here was just to tell the people, that he was sorry or what he did, or did
In my opinion,
he's planning on having a
after
platform?
that live, no, not at all.
Exactly. He was
Right.
exploiting.
Before that, I kind of
But
knew it
we
was because he
truly
was
don't
planning
know.
on
We
having a
don't. Only
platform
person that knows
again.
that is him. But in my opinion, I feel like the cringy moments. Yeah, it seems like he still got a long way to go if he trying to have some type of redemption for himself.
I don't even think he going that way. That's to be real with you. I
You
don't.
could be real because narcissists, man, they good manipulators.
I mean, I looked at his page.
He ain't going that way.
So
Trying to exploit, and he is trying to gain some kind of traction from this shit, and that's
But
even more disgusting, almost than what he did.
agree. I mean,
because if you
but we
look at
got to
his
give him the
page,
opportunity though. He only
if
can
you
show
look
us fuck his words. He only can show us with his actions.
if you look at his page, I looked at it, I don't know, 3 nights ago or something like that before the live. When you look at his page, he got one video up. It's one of those old, because I told you his platform was about black women. He uplifted black women and basically like a reverse Kevin Samuels kind of, but he would be like, black men, basically y'all be on some bull or whatever. So he gained a lot of trust. So he put one of those videos up. The very next video was, I'm back, bitch. Basically, with that one of those sounds, like, guess who's back? So, looking at something like that, I would have to, just my thinking man would have to say that he's trying to, build a platform again.
Listen, can I say this too? And I hope
Sure, bro.
y'all already know. I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but I gotta say it. I need our black women to stop running to the coddlers. No matter what these people do, if they say, "Oh, black men is wrong," and here comes some black women, it's like, "Oh yeah, he on man, hell no, bro. No black woman should be supporting this man, and he did that to them kids, bro.
Hey,
No way."
They was supporting him
Hold
back
on, y'all.
then, like I told,
I
like I
want to let
said,
Miss
Dan.
I'm gonna let Miss Dreamcatcher speak, and then I'm gonna let OC go because she came in.
Hey, hey everyone. I don't get up here often, but I just have two questions. And I've been hearing this probably since the live the other day, about it's being a learning experience and a healing. I just want to know, what was the learning experience and the healing that people got from him being on live telling his story? Because
Well, we.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
hold
I'm
on,
sorry.
Well,
hold
I
on.
can tell you
Let me.
where one of the
Oops, I'm sorry, y'all. This
Let
is
her
my
finish
truck.
first.
Okay, hold on one second. Because I'm not a DV or SA victim at all, but I didn't learn anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I couldn't tell you what I'm supposed to be looking for. Now, however, he was just ready to get out of jail. So is that the only thing that, I,
He was
I
Well, I
just
ready.
can
want to
tell you
know.
what an essay victim told me I can
Okay.
tell you what an essay victim told me. An essay victim
Okay.
told me that she wished that her abuser, she said that a lot of abuse victims never hear the abuser actually be remorse or apologize or say anything or even admit what they did. And to have somebody up there that she know for a fact did those things, and just to offer up anything, you know what I'm saying, and admit to it and offer up anything, like really
Mm. Mm.
helped her or did something to her. That is what she said. I can't say because you know what I'm saying, but that's
Mm.
what
Oh,
she said.
so beautiful. That's so
How it helped
beautiful.
her.
Hey, look,
And
and
then
you got it.
Okay.
Helped
and
her.
and
Picture.
another thing is, I
Mhm.
want to speak to the first part of your
That's
question.
what I said,
Uh, what
Jamie.